And we're off! Welcome to the 27th episode of the Brave News channel. I am your host, Shali, and we're here with Risky.
Hello.
And of course, this is the show that's going to bring you all of the latest information for Brave Frontier Global, available to you guys on iOS, Android, Amazon, and Windows devices as well. Today we have a lot of exciting stuff because we're going to cover what is coming for the holiday season. Which is always very festive, always very, very bright and exciting, and usually, well, I want to say 99% of the time we have very fun stuff prepared for the holidays. So, yes, most definitely. And this time around, I think the characters that we're going to be introducing are very creative.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like this is the farthest from the norm that we've come. You know, Brave Frontier being on its fourth year already. We have tried a lot of things, and even now we're still trying even newer things. So I'm really excited to share all of this information with you guys. Let's go ahead and get started with the Brave updates. We have a new strategy zone, the Holy Emperor, aka Karnamasta himself. As you can see from, this is the artwork for the actual unit that you do get if you beat the Holy Emperor. And I mean, he looks just like a chibi version of his ultimate form when you beat him in Ishgria.
Right.
Yeah, with like the wings and everything. I mean, if that doesn't look holy, I don't know what does.
I don't know. I can't recall this stained glass and the back. It looks like it's going to be very hard for you to move around.
Yes. Well, I mean, when you're a divine being as Karnamasta, I don't think he needs to move around much, to be quite honest. At that point, it's just more adding decorations to yourself so that people will get the idea. You know, it's like, if you don't understand that I'm holy and I'm divine, then you need to know. And I'm gonna let you know. Okay, so as far as the battle details, there are going to be two battles. The first one is just against Karnamasta himself, and then the second one will be Karnamasta, but accompanied by Ivris, Colt, Fadal, Claire, Quaid, and Diana. And if you guys are not aware, those would be the quiz time Gardens of Marith, who were tasked with, of course, guarding the Emperor, the Holy Emperor. Rewards, total of 1 gem, of course, which is very nice. 3 million Zel, 100,000 EXP, and of course, as we mentioned before, the actual Karnamasta unit. So good luck with that. I am sure that it's going to be near impossible. Yeah,
it's going to be a very challenging strategy zone, I will say.
I mean, we're talking about mortal beings taking on an immortal being, so I'm sure it's not going to be a walk in the park. But good luck to all of you. I hope that you can get this unit, and so you can enjoy all the awesomeness that Karnamasta has to offer.
All right.
Moving on with our new Omni evolutions, we have Medina. Medina is part of Ark's little gang, if we can so call it that. But Medina was actually never very fond of Ark. She has kind of like this weird thing where she's a little too close to Ilya. And she never thought that Ark was good enough for Ilya.
Is that a similar thing? Like,
well, I mean, I don't know how far it goes. She definitely feels very attached to Ilya, and she wanted the best for Ilya. So Medina actually wanted to become the Oracle Knight, but Ark was chosen over her. So Medina's form in Omni Evolution is actually, had she become the Oracle Knight, this is what she would be. And of course, she would have devoted 100% of her time to care for Ilya and make sure that she was safe. And not only that, but as a friend, nurture her and try to steer her in the direction where Ilya can gain more control over her powers, even gain greater powers, because they are kind of feeding off of this friendship together. So this is basically her, and I am loving this Omni Evolution design. I love her hair flowing in the water. It kind of gets lost in the water, to be honest, because everything is like so blue. But I really love her headpiece. It's very kind of like Valkyrie-like. She's got is that a lion on her shield?
Yeah, it's kind of like the lion head that you can see on the
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It is much more feminine looking.
Yeah, I'm not sure if like feminine is the right word, because I feel like her previous evolution, I mean, she has a veil, she's kind of got like a skirt going on, but I feel like it's a lot lighter. Yeah, because like before it was kind of like really bulky armor, whereas this armor, it's a little bit more mobile. But yeah, do you like her design, Rizky?
Yeah, I think it's really neat, and it's like well, it's kind of evolution of Brave Frontier design itself. Like as you can see, the older units are having much more like heavy, I would say heavy effect around the unit, and when we go to the Omni evolution, they are much more like light, compact, and like easier to move.
That is the purpose of Omni evolutions, actually.
To be said.
And in global, we don't adhere to that very strictly.
We are still going overboard.
Yeah, in global we kind of still add a lot. But the one of the reasons why the Omni units were made was because of that, to kind of like lighten the load on the design area. But you know, well, when it looks good, it looks good. So we'll just leave it like that. Okay, so we're going to the next evolution, which is Dion. And Dion is also one of Ark's companions. I was gonna say minions, but he's not really a minion. But actually Dion and Ark also have kind of like a complicated relationship, because Dion is a very well-respected knight of Vriksha, and he's very, very skilled. And actually he left Vriksha because he couldn't find a challenge there anymore. So he set out on this journey to learn how to become, stronger, faster as a knight. And then during that journey, he ran into Ark.
Oh, okay.
And then Ark just whooped him. And so Dion was like, okay, I don't know who you are, buddy, but I respect you, because you're the only person who's been able to beat me. So because of that, I'm gonna go with you. And so he joined Ark's group. Because of that. And so this here is Dion had he survived the fight against Karna Masta and become that full-fledged knight that he aspired to be. So he would have then probably passed his skills on to other people, maybe gone back to Vriksha and tried to teach, some of the skills that he had learned, and then use also his new and improved skills to once again challenge Ark to a duel and hopefully beat him this time. So very, very interesting. What do you think of Dion design?
Well, I don't know, I feel that he has, like that Dion is like a multi-element characters, and the design itself now is like, reflecting it better, much better than the previous one.
Yes.
As you can see, like it's quite not balanced. The previous design was mostly greens. And,
right. Right.
And you can see his face now.
Yes. Yes, you can see it a little better. That's one of the themes that has been going on with the new Omni evolutions. It's kind of like that reveal, because everybody wants to know what is underneath, except for Farzan. You're never gonna know what's under there.
It's mysterious.
Yeah, but I do agree with the fact that now you can see all of the elements that he can command a lot better, because the blue in the previous design kind of gets really lost inside that curtain of green. So now it's like very easy to see, and the green is actually the least accentuated color as far as elements goes, but it's all over his body and in his armor and stuff like that. So I think it's very nice, very nice.
And in the past, I think Dion was pretty infamous because of her face shape. His face? Yeah, because there is a scarf under on his neck. Yeah. And it looks like his face is like elongated.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like it has been a joke in the community for a while.
Yeah. It's not that he has like a Polly Pocket face, It's just he's wearing a scarf because he's like mysterious like that, or maybe he's just cold. Leave him alone. He's fine. All right. Well, that's it for the Omni evolutions, and I think now we're going to move on to the Brave exclusives. So stick around.
Okay, and now we are moving on to the next update, which is our Brave exclusive content, which is the most exciting content as always.
Agreed.
So for this month, we are going to have, well, it could be like nearing the start of the month of December. It will be the Vortex Arena Luminous Showdown.
First of its kind.
Yeah,
because we've never had a light Vortex Arena before.
We did preview the unit like last month, in last month BNC, which is Fiona. And now you guys can see there will be a new sphere as always, like Swing and Star Wing. We will also have a refresh in the Bazaar, Omni Bazaar. So we have like dual tokens you can get dual tokens and exchange for Omni Plus boost material, and all the Omni Plus boost materials will be refreshed.
Awesome.
Yeah. So look forward for it, and we are going to have this is the first time we are going to have this Vortex Arena lights. So.
Right.
It's going to be a very interesting, combination, because a lot of players probably are like not really preparing that much for
white. To be honest with you, I think my light team is pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't really care about the dark team as well.
Oh, actually, my dark team I think is pretty good, but mainly because I have like a 15,000 attack Shion. But that's that's.
Is that an Omni plus 3?
Oh, he's Omni plus 1.
Oh, wow.
Because for the Vortex Arenas, what I've been trying to do is kind of like spread out my materials so that I at least have, that first, element.
Yeah.
So.
And guess what?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name, but I can't even remember the name because it's so difficult. What is it? It's not algorithm. Oh my god, I can't remember.
Algar shard?
No. Not the shard itself, but when you have like many Omni Plus units together.
Gemini Stone.
No.
Elemental.
Okay, miscommunication. But when you have Omni Plus units together on the field, they get special boosts.
Oh. Yeah, that's the paradigm.
Yeah, yes, that's what I was trying to explain, but now I can't remember the name, and I'm gonna look very, very terrible for doing that. But the Omni Plus units, when you get them together and they have Omni Plus, like you need 3 of them at least. Yep. Then they get the boosts.
Okay. So that's 50,000.
Yeah. So I was trying to spread out my materials so that I at least had that level 1 boost, because if I focus all of my materials to make 1 unit Omni plus 3. Then all of my units are not going to help that, because it doesn't
that's
activate.
Strategy, actually.
So I have a lot of Omni Plus units, maybe a couple of Omni Plus 2, but not an Omni Plus 3. I haven't gotten that far.
It's going to be really hard.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to now work on getting my light units set up to see which ones I really want to keep for my Vortex Arena squad, and then evolving them to Omni Plus. It's gonna be a journey. It's gonna be a journey.
So anyway, users will have like I think about maybe a week or so from this video announcement. So do prepare for this Vortex Arena.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So moving on, we are going to have a very exciting collaboration with our newly released game, which is the Alchemist Code.
Yes. Yeah. Indeed.
So if you guys would like to know what kind of game is that, you can do take a look at our website, the Omni website, and you can see it's kind of like a little bit different than Brave Frontier. It is more of like a turn-based strategy game,
right?
With many twists,
right?
I would say.
Yeah.
And the gameplay itself is it's designed to be playable and casual as well, but you. In those fights or like a very difficult fight, you of course have to move the characters around by yourself.
Right.
So the game will be will have an auto functions, and they will be relying a lot on the characters, and you will mainly working on the revolving the characters, like evolving the characters, like raising it up, grinding and stuff. Yeah. So do take a look at our website for more update on the games itself. It's and just one thing that I can say is that the tutorial is very interesting.
Oh yeah.
There's a very interesting kind of like twist.
Oh.
At the beginning, so yeah, do play the tutorial.
I don't remember because I started playing the Alchemist Code when it was released as the Japanese version, but that was such a long time ago, and I haven't really like played it seriously since. So I haven't downloaded the global version yet. I will, and then I'll play through the tutorial and see what it is that you mean by that.
It's a very shocking scene at the beginning.
Yes, and I just remembered the name of that boost. It's called the Elemental Paradigm.
Yes.
That's the name. See, I knew it. It's in there. The Omni Plus boost is Elemental Paradigm. I just recalled it right now. Now it's not the time. Continue, Risky.
Okay, let's continue. Okay, I'll continue with the first collaboration unit that we are going to have, which is coming straight from the Japanese version, called Logi. But this time around, we know that you know the collaboration happenings in Japanese version was pretty old, so Global will take a extra step to actually improve the unit itself. So the unit will be upgraded from 6 to 7 star, from 6 and 7 star to 7 star and Omni.
Yes.
So the unit specification will be updated as well, and for that purpose, we will make the dungeon more challenging.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. We're not gonna, you know, make an Omni unit available and then just be like, you know, one hit kill. Yeah. No, not gonna happen.
I mean, the team wants to make the unit useful again. So that's why we are going to put it as a part of the challenge dungeon. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Do look forward for the first collaboration unit, Logi, and moving on, we are going to have global exclusive units. 2 of them. The first one will be Lofia. So maybe I think the lore goddess. I should ask the lore goddess to, like, you know, because lore goddess knows the lore of every game.
I mean, not every game. The games that I'm very familiar with and that I play a lot, I do go out of my way to learn the lore because I love lore. That's just, I don't know, a thing of mine. I'm weird like that, okay? Don't judge me. I didn't really get to touch on Logi's lore because we just had a lot to cover, but if you play the Alchemist code, Logi is kind of like the main character, so as long as you're playing through it, I'm sure that you'll find out yourself. These next 2 characters, I believe you don't get as easily, so I'm going to give you a little bit of their story so that you can take it with you. So Lofia is actually like a magic user. She's very knowledgeable, but she's actually only 14 years old, so she's still a kid. However, she is very highly regarded in her station, and she is very philosophical, but at the same time, she is a very nice person. So she's not the kind to, you know, kind of shut herself out. A lot of philosophical people, a lot of smart people kind of tend to shut themselves out from the world. But she is not like that. She is still very nice, and so many people actually like her. And she enjoys eating sweets with bitter tea. She is also I'm trying to say this, but it's gonna sound weird. She's a chronomancer.
Okay,
what does that mean?
Doesn't look right.
So chronos is the Latin word for time, and mancer basically just means manipulator of. So just like a necromancer is a manipulator of the dead, a chronomancer is somebody who can manipulate time. So she has the ability to manipulate time as well.
So she's like Elena's best friend or something.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
she looks like Ellie more.
They could hang out. They could hang out. I think maybe they would like each other. Yeah, so that's a little bit about Lofia there for you guys. I do like her design. She looks like a very friendly girl indeed, and I think it's very well conveyed that she's still kind of like a child. I mean, at 14 years old, it's that gray area where it's like, well, is she a child or a teenager kind of thing? But you know, her colors are very light. She looks like a very pure character. So very nice.
Just as a disclaimer, the element of the unit will be water.
Water, okay. So the main one that you see floating above her, basically. So, okay, cool.
All right. So moving on to the next character, which is everyone's waifus.
I guess. I mean, I'm not. I'm not that familiar with the Alchemist code, I must admit. But I mean, she looks like a waifu type. Her name is Chloe here, and Chloe is obviously a knight. She's actually from the Scarlet Flame Imperial Guard, whereas Logi is from the Blue Flame Guard. So I'm guessing, I don't know if they're like rivals, but definitely opposing to each other, since one is, you know, Blue Flame and the other one is Scarlet Flame. She is very strict with herself. She takes herself very, very seriously. So she doesn't like any lazy people. She trains very hard. However, she does have more of an innocent side. There are rumors that she talks to her stuffed animals before she goes to sleep. So she does have stuffed animals, and she's quite delicate under that tough exterior. She's also very modest about her abilities, and she doesn't really go bragging about how powerful she is or anything like that. But because of that, people really like her more. Because you're like, oh my god, you know, she's so modest, but she's so beautiful and she's so strong. And so that only serves to like make her even more popular.
Wow.
But she looks amazing. She looks great. If Lofia was water, I want to say that Chloe's light.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, just to clarify on this, you know, effective behind her, it's not really an ice cube; it's a crystal.
It's a crystal.
Yeah.
You heard her here first.
It is actually taking it from the, you know, the actual.
Okay.
We try to refer to the original creation as much as possible.
Yes.
So to make it like
that is ideal.
Yeah, it doesn't look like ice cubes or like ice crystals, but it's more like light crystals.
Right. I mean, I really like her, all the shininess going on. She's got some really pretty like wings as like hair pieces in her hair. She looks very pretty.
So yeah, those are the reviews for Lovia and Chloe, and they will be available on the special summon. So look forward for it.
Yeah.
And the next, we are going to touch a little bit on the collaboration on the Alchemist side.
Okay.
So just to promote a little bit on what they have. So the first thing is that we are going to have Vargas available.
Yes.
In a very different things. Like you see, well, he's not chibi anymore.
Well, he kind of is, but he kind of isn't. And I mean, it always throws me off to see, you know, Brave Frontier characters in this style, because I know it's them and I can see that it's them, but something feels like really off. It's just like, your muscles are showing.
It's happening for the collaboration because we are trying to, like, you know, fit each other's style. Of
course, yes. I mean, that should be the aim, definitely, to mold each character into that environment.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and in the Alchemist Code, you will be able to get Vargas as you basically you will need to gather the Vargas. They call it shards, like pieces of Vargas character. And once you gather enough of the shards, you will be able to transmute. Well, it's another word for craft.
Okay.
But it's for human. Or for
So in Brave Frontier world would be like crafting a sphere with materials.
So in the Alchemist world, it's basically like gathering the shards and transmute them into a character.
And a unit. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Awesome.
So Vargas, you will be able to get it like by playing the quest for free, and then Vargas will have 3 jobs here, which is a soldier, pyromancer. Pyromancer is exclusive job to Vargas, and the great pyromancer. So beside Vargas' character itself, you can also get Dandelga here, as you can see the small icon.
Of course, Dandelga. What is a Vargas without a Dandelga? Come on now.
And the Dandelga will be available from Gear Summon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So moving on, we have another character, which is Selena. Of course, everyone's favorite character.
Selena.
Yep. I think everyone's choice for the tutorial character. I think the very first thing that you will choose, like among the 4 characters are Selena. Because
but I chose Eze. I think I'm like in the lower percentage. Like nobody chooses Eze, nobody chooses Lance. It's either Vargas or Selena, like every single time. So I mean, no shade to Vargas or Selena, but Eze just looked really cool to me, so I picked him. But she's very lovely, very lovely. Right.
So yeah, in the Alchemist Code, Selena will be having 3 jobs: Ice Swordsman, Ice Swordswoman, Warrior Mage, and Ice Princess.
Okay.
Of course, Ice Princess. She's a princess, right?
Well, she's not. She's not. According to her lore, she's actually not a princess of any kind. She's the leader of the people of the Sama Kingdom. I actually no. It's totally fine because this point came up when I was discussing the collaboration points with our Alchemist Code group. And I was like, well, you do know she's not really a princess, right? But I mean, she does have titles in the Brave Frontier world, such as like Ice Queen and things like that. She's not a queen either. So, you know, I took it as in like, well, she's in a different world. She's in the world of, you know, the Alchemist Code. So there she can be whatever she chooses to be. So if she wants to be a nice princess, then let her be a nice princess. That's fine.
Or it is simply just referring to our title.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, like a lower version of the title, because I think we do have Ice Queen, we don't have Ice Princess. But, you know, it's in reference to that. But as far as like the Ice Princess kind of insult that gets thrown around sometimes when you're talking casually, like, oh my gosh, she's such an ice princess. As in like somebody who's very cold and distant. Selena is not like that. Selena is very caring, and she's shown it multiple millions of times, you know, in order to rescue her people. So yeah, just to clear that up. Again, you know, the job as a lore goddess never ends.
You need to be the one clarifying the
yes,
things.
yes. Hopefully that's clear.
Well, anyways, she will be available in the summon, in the premium summon or rare summon in Alchemist side, and you can also collect her shards to strengthen her. Like,
okay, so she can also be
sort of like they call it a limit break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So increase the level by 1, and then after a certain limit break, you will be able to gain an extra skill, so like more power.
Very nice, very nice.
And of course, coming with Selena, you will have Lexida, and you can basically gather the Lexida shards. So gather various shards from events, and you will be able to craft the shards into Lexida.
Oh, okay, so that is very different from Vargas, where you actually have to kind of like
you can summon it from their so-called the weapon summon.
Right, and you can craft Lexida. So okay, cool.
All right, so last but not least, we have of course, everyone's favorite enhancement material, which is the Metal God. This guy, except what we have here is the
metal version, the dark element one.
Yeah, so we are going to have the Metal God as, of course, the enhancement materials. For them, they have things called apple. You know, various kind of apple, which is basically the same as our metal units. They will be the one that give the XP to the unit, and you can basically quick level up the unit. You can always level up the unit by playing it around, basically bringing it to the squad and play 1 or 2 quests.
Okay,
and then you
cool.
can
so they gain XP like that. Okay.
But very little, probably like a few hundreds.
Oh, okay.
But with this, you can get to up to maybe 30,000.
Nice, very nice.
And you will fight the Metal God in its 3D form at the beginning, in the side itself.
So weird.
And you can gather them in this kind of apple form. Do you know what is the name of the Metal God icon here? Guess.
Metal God apple? Apple
Close
Metal
enough.
God?
Apple Metal God.
Oh,
very creative, right? Yeah, but it's Apple Metal God.
We spent like several months coming up with that name. We're like,
no, but I think it's a very interesting, and it's easy to catch. Like, it's probably they're trying to balance between the two. Like, you want to keep the apple,
again,
you don't want
meeting
to keep
in the middle.
God.
Yes.
Apple God sounds so wrong. So
it's weird. Yeah, it's kind of like the
apple.
God is made out of apple, and I don't know. I'm not ready for that.
So I like Apple Metal.
Yeah, I mean, the design is very, very cute.
Yep, and so beside this, there will be much more surprises coming. So do take a look at their official Facebook page and website, and to try the game. Download it from the App Store or from the Google Play. I think they are available in Amazon Store as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah, stay tuned for more announcement for the releases. Yeah. So that's all for the collaboration, and we are going to move on to another exciting things, holiday season.
Yes, let's celebrate the holidays.
All right, and we are going to update you guys with all the exciting stuff for the holiday season.
Yes, I am so ready, as you can tell by my sweater.
A lot of interesting things coming. So first thing, we are going to have the holiday vortex called Midwinter's Tale.
Beautiful name.
Beautiful name. We will have 2 new characters introduced in this vortex, which is the first one, which is called Kitsu. As you can see, it resembles some kind of
fox. He's a foxy gentleman.
Yeah. And another very interesting pair of characters, Dion and Lin.
Yes.
So we are going to have in this vortex, we are going to uncover the heartwarming tale between these 3 characters, and you can also craft, of course, the limited edition festive theme spheres. Right,
which I think it's kind of floating next to the title of the slide there.
To be honest, I'm not pretty sure if this is the final design yet.
Okay, well, it might change.
I forgot to confirm with the team.
It's a work in progress, but yeah, I mean, it looks just like a little holiday decoration up there, but
yeah, it looks like
it may or may not be a sphere. Yeah, interesting.
But in any case, the most exciting things here probably is that you can get the Omni unit. a single Omni unit, a straight Omni unit, which is the Snow Sword Kitsu,
Right.
directly by completing the dungeon. Of course, it's going to be a not so easy challenge.
Of course, I wouldn't think so if he's an Omni unit.
It's going to be worth the effort.
Yeah. I mean, he looks so cool. Who wouldn't want to have this unit, especially if it's free?
You know what? We have so many. I think you did mention a little bit that we have so many female characters recently. So why don't have one husband?
Right. I think it should be equal. I don't think it should be more one than the other. But I have seen a lot of people voice that kind of opinion. And I'm also of that kind of opinion that we do emphasize a lot more lady characters just because they seem to be more popular with the users. Right. But there's nothing wrong with male characters. So we, just keep things balanced. Exactly.
Like our last winter characters, it was Mikemen as well.
Right. Haido.
Like it's Haido, yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty good. Sure. So moving on to the character introduction, we have the preview for Kitsu. Look at his pose. It's like cool gentleman.
Yeah, he's like
very gentlemanly.
I don't. Well, he looks very kind of like aloof, kind of like you don't know me, but in a very very cool way.
From what I heard from like his lore is that he's kind of like he has this sense of a very strong sense of justice and a very sacrificial nature because he wants being put into a very harsh situation where he has to like choose between saving himself and a certain girl. And what did he do?
Well, I don't know if it was a girl or not. It was definitely a baby.
A baby, yeah.
The lore here, I think we might have to like revisit it a little bit.
Okay.
Just because I'm starting to see a pattern. I mean that umbrella. The tree, I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, so I'm not gonna draw
now
any.
You're mentioning it.
Yeah. See, you know what I'm talking about, though, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're in accordance here. However, I can't officially say that that's what that is. So I'm not going to go that far into it. But yes, Kitsu is kind of somebody who just lived his life for himself and came across this magical fairy that is a luck fairy, so she gives you good fortune, and he was able to live his life quite happily because of this fairy. However, one winter night, somebody knocked at his door and there was a baby there. And he kind of had to choose, well, I can give the fortune fairy to the baby and have her take care of this baby so that it grows up, with fortune. Or I keep, the fairy with me and make sure that I live, with good fortune and that nothing bad happens to me. And so he actually reluctantly made the choice to not necessarily save the baby over himself, but to provide a better life for the baby rather than for his own self. I see. Yes. And then the fairy I
can see the connection now.
Yeah. So I think that's where it's going, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm not going to go that far into it. However, the fairy went with the baby, I guess, and then he never saw the fairy again. And after that, a lot of misfortunate events befell him, and he, he's a trucker, so he just kept on pulling through because he's quite a strong fella. So we'll, I guess, find out.
Yeah. More of the stories in the dungeon.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And moving on to the character, we will have Bjorn and Lin as the character itself. You can see this the 7-star and the Omni evolution.
Right.
The character itself will be available in special summon, so do look forward for them. What is?
So here is where the story starts to connect because as you can see that this little tiny completely adorable Lin is floating about with this big flower. She is actually that fortune fairy that blessed Kitsune's life with so much luck before that baby suddenly appeared at his doorstep. See, what happened was that Lin kind of went on that journey and she took care of the baby, made sure the baby was fine, but she did want somebody who could help out Kitsu with his journey and whatever he needed to do. So she was out searching for a partner for Kitsu when she ran into Bjorn. And Bjorn was like, okay, sure, I'll do it. But Lin kind has short-term memories.
Like a goldfish.
Yeah, and by the time that she realized, oh yeah, the reason why I was looking for Bjorn was because I needed to help Kitsu out. And they went back for Kitsu. Kitsu was no longer there.
Oh, okay.
And so what happens after that, I don't know, but now Lin and Bjorn are together. Hopefully they can make it to Kitsu somehow. And what becomes of the baby? Well, that is something that I want to know for myself, because
we are going to probably revisit the story.
Yeah, we're going to look into that, because I like where it's going if it's going where I think it is. So hopefully it is. Sorry that I keep like this to myself, but I just don't want to like give you guys the wrong information. So, but I absolutely love this design. It is so different from anything that we've done before. We usually concentrate very much on like human type of units. What we have as far as like monsters and other stuff in the Brave Frontier world is usually like dragons and like really fearsome beasts.
Right.
I think this is a very different direction.
There was, I mean, like the process of choosing this character was actually pretty interesting because at that time, you know, like usually we will have the art team, the concept creation team coming out with multiple kind of concepts.
Right.
And you know, I think one of them, you know, like just just putting it let's try polar bear.
Right.
And see what happens. And everyone's like, whoa.
Hey,
this is
that sounds good.
Polar bears with like a present bag. It's like perfect idea.
Yeah.
And they top it up with this fairy.
With the fairy, yeah.
With the fairy.
With
because I think it used to be two different characters, like very by itself, but it's a little bit too weak to have this small fairy. And it's like, you know,
she needs a bodyguard that can keep her safe from harm. Yeah.
Or the other way around.
Yeah, or the other way around. Yes, very, very true. But I do love both of these designs, you know, Kitsu being kind of like half fox, like a ruby type situation, and then this polar bear. There's a lot of like furry people going around this time, and I think it's very appropriate for Christmas time where, you know, there's snow everywhere and things like that. So. Very cute.
All right, very interesting. So moving on to the next content, we are going to have of course, the Guild Raid new season, the holiday edition. So we are going to have, focusing more on the earth and the water boss guardians at the moment. So you prepare your opposite elements to fight them. You can also hunt earth and water mini golems to complete quests for more rewards, and there will be new holiday mystery chests in Guild Exchange Hall. So mystery chest is always something that is interesting for the players because, like, you know, it's give you motivation, and then you can even have chance to.
What is in there?
Yeah, to get the two of the past season trophy units, which is Desert and Ravia.
Those are the ones I want.
Desert. And there will be also guild relics that we are going to introduce in this season, which is you'll be able to, you know, collect from performing in the guild raid, and you can exchange with your favorite trophy unit. So this is a new system that we are going to implement from this holiday season. So do look forward for it.
Awesome.
And last but not least, we are going to have the preview for the Lost Wing series, Vortex Arena. Dark units.
The dark unit.
The name is, okay, let me try to spell it properly.
Give your vision.
Siyardha.
Siyardha.
It's not Siyardha, but it's Siyardha.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So, do you want to share a little bit about the
lore is not final. I can tell you that right now. And it's not final, so I can't really say much. However, if you guys remember that in the last BNC, we shared with you guys the Lost Wing light unit design, which was like a kind of like a beautiful butterfly. If you can see that there's some similarity in their physique, it is because they are actually twins.
Oh.
Yes, they are twins, you know, one boy, one girl. And so how does that play into their upbringing and how they have ended up in their situations right now? Well, for that, you will actually have to wait until the unit is released so you can check into the lore. But just knowing that that connection is there, you know, opposing forces, light versus dark, being so deeply connected to each other will be definitely very, very intriguing. Yes, yes.
Wow. So look forward for this unit, probably the upcoming month. Not for the December, but more on for January.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right,
Beautiful.
so that's all for the brief exclusive, and next we are going to move on to the question and answer. So stick around.
Okay, guys, it's time for the brave answers, where I ask the questions. Well, you guys the questions, and then Risky answers them for us. So we're going to dive straight into them right here. We have 3 today. The first one is: are there any plans for a new global exclusive strategy zone?
We have the long answer, but the short answer is, sorry guys, no
Long
plan
answer.
for the next strategy zone. But as you can see, we are actually moving the content and challenges to the Rift. Yeah, so do look forward for the upcoming Rift content in the next coming months. Well, the Rift itself has a little bit of the strategy zone element itself, but it does encourage you to actually play, you know, multiple times, like to try to compete with other players as well, to perform better and better. Yeah, so we do understand that players are having some concerns regarding the first few releases of Rift, and there are some bugs or some issues happening. Of course, the team are looking at it at the moment. So we are going to address, especially on the critical issues such as the missing tokens. And the second one will be the score balancing and the squad setup strategy. So this time around, we are going to make sure that the next Frontier Rift content will be more challenging, and it's not going to be a nuke fest.
Okay.
We like this. We call it one punch or something. The term is like a one hit kill OTK.
Right.
Yeah. So we want to avoid that, and we want to make sure that players are setting up the better better strategy to fight on the next upcoming Rift.
Right.
So we look forward for the content.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so moving on to question number 2. Any plans to include the Guild Raid trophy units as a limited event in the Guild Bazaar exchange?
Yep. We actually do announce this on the last BNC.
We did.
So yeah, all the Guild Raid trophy units will be available for exchange in the new Guild Relic Bazaar. So starting from the Guild Raid Season 9. So you'll be able to basically get the token, the special token for this, and by actively participating in the Guild Raid to get your trophy units.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then the last question here is: once all Vortex Arena elements are done, will you repeat the Vortex Arena again? And if yes, any plans to have new Vortex Arena units?
Yep. We do have a plan to have a new set of Vortex Arena units, and it's going to be I don't know if I should spoil it this time around, but maybe not yet, but it's going to be a different theme.
Oh, okay.
Totally different than the current one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
the current one is like Lost Wing.
Lost Wing,
like
right.
a bit of corruption in the story and stuff. The design is very everyone has a wing, and they regain back their wings in the Omni form. But the next Vortex Arena theme will be completely different.
Okay,
it's going to be very interesting. We have seen the design, a few of them.
I haven't seen them. I want to see them.
Probably you have seen it, but
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we don't call it a Vortex Arena.
I'm gonna have
it's in the production.
Review my materials. Okay, sounds good.
Yep, and the new batch of VA units with the new theme will be available through the special summons as well. So do look forward for the announcement.
Sounds good. Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, that's all for the brave answers. Now we're going to move on to the Summoner's Corner. And I think we're just going to go right ahead and just finish it off here. So we have our first comment here is from Fisco009. Caesar, hello, how are you? Always lovely to hear from you. He says, we know that Zelnite is Shelly's husband, though, but my question is, who is Risky's waifu? And also to both of you, who is the unit you wanted but have yet to summon? And then he says, hi, Shelly. Hi, Caesar.
Okay, this is a straightforward question. I think all the team members knows that my waifu is Libera.
Yep, there's no contest.
Libera.
He never stops talking about her.
Sorry guys, it's a bit biased, but yeah, I mean it's just, design is just so nice.
Yeah, I mean she's
pretty and that's it.
She's pretty, that's it.
It's a waifu, okay?
That's all that matters.
It's a pretty waifu.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean Libera and especially when Elim came out with Omni form, Libera with the wedding dress, I was
she
like,
looks
I lose for it.
Risky's like, now we're ready to get married right away.
No, I'm not that otaku, okay? I'm not that otaku, okay?
Yes, you are. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Okay, and about the unit that you want to summon?
I wanted to summon Arthur from the European units, and I have not been able to get him like at all. My rate right now is at ×10, and I'm really debating hard whether or not I want to like literally spend all of my remaining gems just to try to get him. So right now, I would really like to have him. What about you?
Right. Well, fortunately, we have the same choice. I mean, like not Arthur, but I'm trying to summon Natalami.
Oh, okay.
Like so much, and I lose all my gems. I don't get anything.
See? Same. We want those precious European units because they're exclusive to us too, kind of.
Yeah,
so.
it's really exclusive to us, so, well, okay.
So there you have it, Caesar. Okay, the next one is another Risky. Inception, Risky Madani. Sorry if I said your name wrong, but Risky says that waiting on Corzin and Haley Omni.
Me too. Yeah. I really want to ship these two, characters, but well,
I guess we'll see.
We'll see
someday, but hopefully it does happen.
Haley Omni will be like
awesome. She would be amazing, yeah. But Corzin Omni also would be really, really good. So. Okay, next one here, Pablo Fontana Williams. Hello, Charlie and Risky. Hello, Pablo. Are there any plans for Randolph and Ravenna? Maybe Omni Evolution?
Okay, well, the reason why I choose this comment is basically because Randolph and Ravenna is kind of like my babies in a way in the story, because I was the one like trying to like push the idea of like, hey, can we have the 7-star to be a switching spirit? Because initially Randolph was having the eagle, the falcon things, and Ravenna was having the wolf for 5 and 6 stars, and the 7-star they do a switch.
They switched,
which is probably what would you say the norm of Omni evolution at the moment. So I would really want the team to push for this, but yeah, I mean, it's not completely like 100% on my own as well. So we will see this upcoming.
Hopefully someday, maybe.
Valentine maybe, or for the next Valentine. But
you can always hope. Have faith and love, guys.
Yeah, probably you can see a very interesting. I don't know if they are going to have Omni evolution. It's going to be very interesting combination.
It would be. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, moving on to the next one is by Kristaru, and Kristaru says, Konnichiwa, I wonder, as Brave Frontier Japan has these goodies and content, what will be the release days, time frames accepted, of the Brave Frontier original soundtrack complete box, One Night Wolf Brave Frontier version, and other goodies to overseas players who also played the Japanese version. Is there going to be any global content for these goodies when they come to global shops as well? And when is that estimated? Notice me, BNC Senpai. This is
It's a very hard question.
Yes, I mean, we haven't been able to set up a shop yet for just global stuff, so much less for stuff that, it's from the Japanese version. The thing about the Japanese version stuff is also that it's not translated in English at all. So, I mean, if you're okay with having the merchandise all in the Japanese language, then I guess you have other options like searching through Amazon or eBay and those kinds of places. And
your local Japanese store books, for example, like Kinokuniya, for example.
If
in some countries, you probably have that. But yeah, I mean, like we did drop a questions to ALIM licensing department on this, so we'll see. We are not guaranteeing like promising anything yet. But yeah, I think the soundtrack itself is pretty safe because there's not so much localization involved for the soundtrack. But the concern are more on like there is a copyright protection for the Japanese artists usually, and it is usually set for the domestic license. So we need to check if we have the international license as well.
There's a lot of red tape to get through before being able to do something like that. So hopefully, at least for the global stuff, hopefully someday we have like a merchandise shop where people can get shirts and posters and stuff like that. We get asked about this poster all the time. Like, where can I get it? If I knew where I could get one, I would have one in my room. But I don't. It's really very beautiful. I love that all of the main characters from the third arc of the story is on it. I wish it were available to everyone, but it's just one of those things, guys. Sorry. Okay, moving on. Mighty Red X. Wonder what is Shali's position in BFG since she influences so much Nyala's artwork and forgetting us the alternate art of Xion and Zel Knight. Anyway, I love Nyala. Muchas gracias, Shali. Okay, well, I'm glad that you love Nyala. I haven't really heard much of her, well, like the reaction to her design.
Right.
I'm glad to see that at least this reaction is positive because I really did push really hard for the way that she looks. My position in Brave Frontier Global, I don't really want to get into it just because of like privacy reasons. Like, you know, it's cool to call it to say that you're the producer because you know you're like way high up there, but I'm I'm nothing.
There's no such thing. I'm facilitating people.
Yeah, okay. So let's just say that I've been working on Brave Frontier for 3 years, and the team trusts my judgment enough to take my opinion quite seriously in a few matters, not all of them, but you know, I'm very also close to the community. I played the game a lot. I am kind of like just a regular user that happens to work for the game, if that makes any sense. And as such, I think I have kind of like a little bit of insight as to what other players might enjoy and might not enjoy. And so I just try to use that as best as I can to try to promote like fun and exciting content in the game as well.
But there is another explanation for that. One term, because you are the lore goddess.
Oh yes, there's also that.
To...
I am the lore goddess, so that is my position in Brave Frontier Global and in a few other games as well, I guess. So yeah, let's just call it that. I'm just the lore goddess.
All right, and for the last
one. Corner. Yes, Ricky Gaskin. Gumi, I'm a Power Ranger. I must tell you that I have a laser blaster and will tell the world about my awesomeness. You will be doing the universe a favor. Okay, well, Ricky.
Yeah.
We are now telling the world that you are awesome and that you are a Power Ranger and that you have a laser blaster. Hopefully this makes your day and makes you happy.
And don't forget about Brave Frontier, okay?
Yeah. Keep playing Brave Frontier. Don't just use this for publicity, okay? Because that wouldn't be cool after we just gave you this shout out. So thank you all so much for sending in your questions, your concerns, for participating, you know, in the Summoner's Corner with your, you know, friendly banter and your humor. We always appreciate
really like
it.
The comments, and especially the sportive comments.
Yeah. And we are always waiting to hear from you guys. Hopefully you are pumped for what is coming for the holidays and after that, because, you know, Brave Frontier Global keeps on trucking. So I guess we'll just see everyone on the next video.
On the next video. See you guys next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.